Well, good Saturday afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this does not work without you guys. So, we're actually open for business here. I actually am beginning to really evolve what I'm doing with my set and stuff. I'm actually putting up another monitor here because there's actually four monitors, main monitors, that are hooked up to my alien computer over here. And when I only have two of them, it's like the other ones are in there, stuff gets lost. But it's nice to be able to have multiple screens, and I think I may end up not needing to use this computer here, which will free up some more of the desk and just make it a little bit more conducive, because I really am enjoying this chair. Michael's like, it's his chair, but Dad, you can use it. It feels great on my back, and I've got all the controls to do this thing. Hopefully the sound is in a good shape. One of the things I like to do, let's be honest here, there's only so much news that's out there. And so I try to give you guys something a little bit different than what you get everywhere else. When you take the news and stuff where people get excited, everybody wants to play trading players. People think of it like fantasy football. Fantasy football, a guy's a bum, has a couple bad games, boom, you just trade another guy, and you've got a stud. Well, in the NFL, in my mind, it doesn't work that way. So I want to actually take a look back here because, we've seen Matthew Stafford get traded for, basically a boatload. And in some regards, you literally look at the Rams over the course of the last 5 years have spent now 4 number ones, 2 seconds, and 3/3 to end up with Matthew Stafford as a quarterback. Now, maybe it'll end up being lightning in a bottle, and maybe tomorrow next year they'll go on a Super Bowl run and everything's hunky-dory. If it doesn't, it looks really, really bad on a team that, put so much into it that they literally do not have a number one pick until 2024 at this moment. But knowing the Rams, they may trade 24, 25, and 26 at any moment to try and go all in on next year, and I think that's what their move is. Now, we're hearing, of course, Carson Wentz trade rumors, and we're hearing that there's two teams that are looking at Carson Wentz. The Colts, of course, which makes some sense because the Colts have a really good team around him, and they have a coach in Frank Wright who, amazingly enough, Frank Wright, check it out in the books, has the biggest comeback victory in college football as well as NFL football. Both of them played for the University of Maryland. Biggest comeback ever. Played for the Buffalo Bills. Biggest comeback ever. So he understands that you never give up in games. I guess some people would say all of those points that they scored were garbage time. They don't really count. But, well, they counted when he won those games. So the Chicago Bears are interested in trading for Carson Wentz. As far as I know, the only tie that they have with Carson Wentz is they had Nick Foles. And I got to tell you, if you are the Chicago Bears, you should not walk, but you should run away from this trade. Your history in making trades, trying to get quarterbacks, is not very good. I mean, let's be clear here. Let's be clear here. And Cowboy fans that say, let's just get rid of Dak. He's a bum. We'll get somebody else. Make a trade for Hopkins. Let me go back here because I want you to go back a little bit. Come back with me for a little bit here. I want you to understand that the Chicago Bears have been trying to get a quarterback for a long time. They ended up trading for Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler, who wanted to get out of Denver, basically went to the team and said, you know what, I want to get traded. Pat Bowen, 3 days later, gave him the trade. Now this is the trade right here. The Broncos send Jay Cutler and their 5th-round draft pick to the Bears. The Bears, in return, sent Kyle Orton, their 3rd round in 2009, and their 1st round in 2010. I should have already pulled up the stats, but let me look up the stats real quick. Jay Cutler. I love having all the computers and stuff here to think I was never a computer guy. Okay, so Jay Cutler. Boom. 8-8, 7-9, 10-5, 7-3, 10-5, 5-6, 5-10, 6-9, 1-4. In his career, had 227 TDs, 160 interceptions, and a QBR rating of 85. That trade did not get them a Super Bowl. Didn't. It just didn't. You could look back and say that was a disaster. It just didn't work. Okay? More recent history, the Bears said, we need to get a first-round quarterback. They traded up one spot in the draft for Mitch Trubisky, and here's what they gave up for Mitch Trubisky. They gave up the number 2, or excuse me. They traded up to number 2, sending their number 3 pick, a third-round pick, and a fourth-round pick to move up one place to make sure they could take Mitch Trubisky. So a first, a third, a 67th, and oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. I kind of messed that up, didn't I? Hang on. Trade for Trubisky. Forgive me. I got to make sure I get my numbers straight. So they gave up, to move up one place for Mitch Trubisky, a third, the number 2 pick, the third pick in the draft, a third, a fourth, as well as a third in 2018 to move up one place for Mitch Trubisky. Trubisky, no, he's done. He's done. Now, keep in mind that Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson were taken later in the draft. So now, enter the possibility for going for Carson Wentz. Run. Just run. He's damaged goods. His numbers have been butt awful. What makes you think with the Bears that you're going to be able to take this guy who is trash and rehabilitate him? And even a little further here, I want to go back here and look at some of the craziest trades that have been made out there because, quite frankly, I can't think of too many that have worked out where you say, oh, that was the reason why a team won the Super Bowl, this great trade, at least in recent history. Okay, think about the Texans trading for Hopkins, although that one may work out. That was terrible for the Texans. Raiders trading for Antonio Brown, 2 draft picks. Boom. Didn't play it down for him. Bears trading for Mitch Trubisky. That's another one that's a bomb. Kelvin Benjamin for 2 draft picks. Boom. Fail. Jamie Collins, again, the New England Patriots stole another one. Trading a Pro Bowl player who wanted a new contract and got a third-round pick for him. Colts trading a first-round pick for Trent Richardson. Bust all over him. Redskins trading for RG3. 3 number 1s and a second. One good year. Us, geez, oh flip. Roy Williams, we ended up giving up a first, a second, a first, a third, and a 6th-round pick for Roy Williams. Yeah, didn't bust a grape. Wes Welker, draft picks. But we can go on and on and on where there's just all of these trades. And you could also talk about us giving 2 number 1s for Joey Galloway because Jerry Jones just thought we were a wide receiver away. These big trades, and I'll say Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack has thus far not been a difference maker in Chicago where you say, oh, okay, that was worth giving up everything they did. These trades usually don't have a very good return for the teams that are making the trade to bring in one player. For me, I look at draft picks as gold. And the more of them you have, the better your odds because it's like a 50-50 crapshoot. If you're on the receiving end of getting all the draft picks, hey, you're golden. I think the Lions made out like bandits getting all the picks that they did from the Rams. And, you know, when for example, the Texans made that trade for Hopkins, I don't know what they were thinking, but giving up a number 1 Giving up what you did for a running back, it screwed him. And now you look at having Laramie Tunsil, where you gave up your number 1 pick. You guys are in the toilet. You are literally giving the number 3 pick in the draft to the Miami Dolphins. It doesn't work. So the best thing you can look at is, if you're a Cowboy fan, is to stay away from these mega trades unless you can find a Herschel Walker trade where it's coming back to you. And even that's not a full guarantee, because you could look at the New Orleans Saints, who literally gave their whole draft to the Washington football team for Ricky Williams. That was the Herschel Walker trade. Unfortunately, Washington didn't have the football minds of Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson to be able to get the picks and turn them into something. And this kind of equates back to last night's discussion that I had with DMV. DMV was like, well, if you look at Jimmy Johnson when he went to Miami, he didn't have the Herschel Walker trade, to build all that talent, that maybe he's not really that great of a coach. You could say that, but you've got to say that as far as evaluating talent, that when he did get all those picks, he was wise enough to be able to turn them into Hall of Famers and a team that had the number 1 defense in football. So nobody hits on everything. Nobody does. And a lot of times you just happen to have lightning in a bottle, and it becomes a difference maker. So that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Later on, I've got to make a run to my parents' house. Later on, I actually want to go back through comments from you guys, because my morning video today, I talked about solutions. It's easy to say there's a problem. We have so many people that look back at Dak Prescott and say, Dak's not the one, we need to trade him. Okay, I want to hear a legitimate response, a legitimate solution to Dak Prescott that will make the team better. Because I get tired of ad nauseum where people will repeat the same stupid answers. And so I want to go through them and go through them. And maybe we'll do it as a live stream. We'll go through the comments and listen to the people who made these comments and see, are these solutions, or you just want to bitch just to be bitching? But we'll see. But I appreciate you guys as always. Tomorrow we'll be doing our live stream during the Super Bowl, and this is going to be my last chance to eat like a damn pig, because starting Monday I'm going back on keto. So this is going to be a belly buster feast. I'm going to have roast beef sub, meatball subs, Italian sub, and chicken wings. And after that, it's going to be keto. Yeah. I'm Mark Holmes, and I hope you're having a great Saturday, and I'll see you soon.